Forgot that Liam Neeson was in this, man. So does this happen to all just old white dudes after a certain point? You know, you start out kind of cool, debonair, handsome, leading man, action star, and then after a while, you know, you just get stupid. You just embrace the comedy of just being old. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna grab this, and we're gonna watch this together. Because, you know, that's how Leslie Nielsen started out. Leslie Nielsen from The Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen was a leading man. He was a handsome guy. I mean, I'm not saying he was ugly when he got older, but I'm just saying, man, he was so handsome that, you know, he didn't joke around. He wasn't playing. You know, he played it straight. And at some point he turned 60 something years old and just said, you know what, let's get dumb. And he just started doing comedy. And good for him. It worked out, right? So maybe it'll work out the same way for Leslie Nielsen. Let's go ahead and take a look at Naked Gun 2025. I remember when Naked Gun came out years, you know, the first one. I actually saw that in the theater. Hilarious. There was a reason why they made a few more, even though they weren't all good. But that's what makes me worried about this. Can they live up to that? Because that was a very specific time for that kind of humor. And we don't see that too much today, except with Freeberg and Seltzer movies, and we used to know how shitty those are. So maybe they can pull it off. Let me shut my mouth and let's see. Naked Gun 2025. I'll give my reaction. We'll all talk about this together right after this.
What do you want, little one?
Yeah. That is just creepy. I wasn't prepared for that at all. Holy shit. But you know what? That's funny.
Ass.
That's the sound of the police. Sound of the police.
Love you.
Sound of the police.
Oh shit, brother. I don't know if they did him dirty, man. Oh, okay. That's just a teaser, but that's funny, man. That is funny. I don't know how this movie's gonna be. I don't know if they can keep that up through the whole film, but that is funny. Hey, listen. First of all, Liam Neeson is making so many of the same action movie over and over and over again. How many Taken movies has he made that's not actually called Taken? You know, they've been called like Iceman Kicks Ass or some shit. Like, it's all Taken in one form or another. Some better than others. So, man, he's at the point where he's become a parody with those films. Might as well embrace the comedy just like Leslie Nielsen did. Just go all out, man. The other thing, we don't get too many. Have y'all noticed this? We don't get a whole lot of comedies like we used to in the theater. I mean, we do. Don't get me wrong, but man, we're not getting comedies like we used to. And so, you know, this might be. You know, we might be getting back into that. It might be time to start getting back into that again. So yeah, you know. Yeah. Jason Statham is the next one to move up to this right here. Jason Statham, he ain't got it yet. He's still being serious. You know, Liam Neeson, he's like, fuck it. I know what this is now. I don't care. They also are doing something that worked for another movie. You know, let me see here. I'm looking at this. And it's gonna take me a little bit to pull up the clip, but let me bring up the sound on this again. So this, with the way that they're doing this, the plot framing for this, the way that they're justifying a sequel.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
So him being the son, and by the way, is he young enough to be Liam Neeson's son? I mean, Leslie Nielsen's son? They look the same age, but I mean, Leslie Nielsen's been dead for a while. Okay, somebody said he's young enough to be his son. I'll take it. It doesn't matter in a way. It's a comedy. Yeah, it'd be funny if it wasn't. But the way they're justifying a sequel, they did this with a movie years ago. And it worked for that movie. That movie was actually a big hit. And, you know, some of y'all are too young to even appreciate this right here. But this feels very much like, can some of y'all guess what I'm talking about? I haven't seen anybody in the chat say it yet. And that's what I mean by some of y'all too young to remember this, but it feels like this movie right here.
Why couldn't you have got here before that big, fat, stupid-looking piece of sewage breath stole my white wedding dress?
Just the facts, ma'am.
So this is Dragnet. And Dragnet, again, a lot of y'all won't know the show. Somebody said that they did say it in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. But so Dragnet was a show that the difference is Dragnet was a serious show. It was on the 60s. It was almost too serious. It made it funnier that they played it so straight. So with the sequel, Dan Aykroyd plays the son of the main character on the show, Sergeant Friday. So, you know, it looks like they're kind of doing the same thing with, you know, taking a show, which, by the way, Naked Gun is based on the show, Police Squad, except the show was funny. So it looks like, you know, they're just kind of like taking the same framing right here. The son of the main character from that last series or incarnation or whatever is taking over. So, yeah, man. Somebody said there was a second Gun trailer with a different joke. Man, I don't know. This was a good way to end this. that dude looking at OJ. That's an amazing way to end that trailer right there. That's funny, man. It's been a good day. It's been a good day for trailers. That caught me off guard right there. I would tell y'all, I'll be honest with you. I saw that they were doing a Naked Gun teaser, and I just didn't want to watch it. I had no interest. I mean, you shouldn't be that way, you know, closed-minded like that. But I just had no interest in seeing it. I'm glad y'all got me to watch it, man. That opening gag is funny. If they can, man, listen, if they can keep that up, because it's hard to do the kind of humor that they're trying to do here.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
You know, if they can keep that up, this is gonna be fun, man.